Hi, today I'm going to talk about my first capstone project for the DataTalent program. So in this project, I'm going to investigate whether a simple buy and hold strategy is better than using moving average to make a decision to buy or sell stocks. For the dataset, I use 5 stocks, uh, which are Apple, GameStop, Google, Meta, and Tesla. Okay, so first I'm going to load all the datasets into one single data frame. But before that, we need to rename the column so they all have the same column name. And I'll choose the close price to represent the stock price. Okay, so I'll load the data and then rename the column using the dictionary that we defined above, and then append it to the data frame and then concatenate them. Okay, and then I'm going to make the column to be one column for each stock. So I'm going to pivot the table, and it will look like this. Okay, so one column for each stock. And so since all the data that we use, they all have the different date range. So first, to simplify things, I want to work with the date range where we have all the price of all the stocks. So I'm going to see if I drop the NaN value from this data frame, so we end up with that date from 7 September 2017 to 28th January 2021. Okay, and just to make sure, so we do the sanity check. So if we filter the date to be between these two dates, they should all have 854 rows. Okay, yeah, and so I'm going to go ahead and drop the now values from the data frame so that will work on this date period. Okay, next I'm going to calculate the relative price of the stock relative to the first date in this range. Okay, so you can see that for the first date, the relative price will be 1. For the second day, so for Apple, we'll use 39.65 divided by 40.31. So that's 98%. And do the same with each stock. Okay. And then I'm going to plot the relative price on this chart. So we can see that the trend seems to be going upward. The price seems to go up. Okay, so just keep that in mind for now. Okay, so next we want to use a exponential moving average to help us make decision whether to buy or to sell. Right. So the idea is that we'll use two moving average, the slow and the fast moving average. So the fast moving average, I choose to go with 5 data points. So it will track the price more closely. And so for the slow moving average, I'll use 20 data points. So it will track the longer trend of the stock price. Okay. To calculate the moving average, I use the EWM. So it's exponential weighted moving average. And the idea of using the two moving average is that if the fast moving average cross above the slow moving average, it means the trend of the price is going up, and then we should buy the stock. On the other hand, if the fast moving average cross below the slow moving average, the trends indicate that the stock price is going down, so we should sell. Okay, and yeah, you can see that for the first day that we have the EMA5 will be the 5th day because that's when we have all the 5 stock data points. And the first day we have EMA20 will be the 20th day. Okay, and next I'm going to create an indicator column. So whether the EMA5 is greater than EMA20. Okay, so we don't want the null to be used in the calculation. So if any of them is null, then we'll set the column to be np.nan. Otherwise, we'll just compare them. And this will give us a Boolean value, whether it's true or false. And then I'm going to convert that to int. So if EMA5 is greater than EMA20, it will be 1. Otherwise, it will be 0. Okay, so this is just a Boolean column, but with the nan when we don't have information. Next, I'm going to create a buy and sell signal. So the buy signal is when at the current time step EMA5 is greater than EMA20, but at the previous time step EMA5 is less than EMA20. Okay, so this is the condition to check whether EMA5 is greater than EMA20 at the current time step. And for the previous time step, I use a shift method, and so this should be 0. So EMA5 is less than EMA20 in the previous time step. Okay, so if this is true, then we'll give it 1, indicating that we should buy, and 0 otherwise. It's similar for the sell signal. So the current time step EMA5 has to be less than EMA20, but at the previous time step EMA5 has to be greater than EMA20. And there's one more condition for the sell signal, and we have to check that we have at least buy once before we can sell it, right? We just cannot sell before we can buy. So to do that I use the cumulative sum on the buy signal column and check that it's greater than 0. Okay, so now we'll alternate between buy and sell, right? So we'll start with buy and then sell, buy, sell, and so on. And it could be that we have more buy than sell. So if that's the case, we'll just force selling at the last day of the period. So this is the code for that. And now just do the sanity check. So now the number of buy and sell should be the same. Okay, so this is the data frame after we do all these steps. And then we can calculate the gain or loss. Okay, to do that, I just use the sell signal multiplied by the close price and then sum over that. So that's the total amount we sell for. And do the similar thing with the buy, right? And then I'm going to use a total sell minus total buy. So that's a gain or the loss. And then to make it into a percentage, we'll just compare it with the first date of the first price of the stock in this date range. Okay, so if we follow this EMA crossover strategy for Apple, we'll gain 226% compared to this price. Okay, and so on. So this is the result for the EMA crossover strategy. And now for the buy and hold strategy, we do the same thing, but we buy at the first date where we have all the EMA information. So that's the 20th date, and then we sell at the last day of the period. And if we compare the two strategies, we can see that so in this period, the buy and hold strategy seems to be better overall. It's always better than the EMA crossover strategy for all these 5 stocks in this period. And I think the reason is because if we go back to this chart, we can see that the stock price is trending upward, right? So that's why the buy and hold strategy is good. But what if we look at the different period where the stock price just fluctuate up and down or maybe trending downward? Will the EMA strategy be better? So that's what we are going to look at next. Okay, so to do that, I'm going to put all the code I wrote above into a function so that we can run the experiment, and we can just change the date, so the start and end date, and the fast and slow average. Okay, so it's the same code as above, just put into a function. And so to check that I didn't mess anything up, so I'm going to run the same date period as above, and we should expect the same result here. Okay, now I'm going to choose a different period. So this will be in the year of 2018. And the fast average, I'll choose 20, and for the slow average, I'll pick 50. Okay, if we plot the price, we can see that in this period, it just fluctuates up and down, right? Okay. And if we look at the result, yeah, in this period, the EMA crossover strategy seems to be better than the buy and hold strategy, except for one stock here. Okay, this last chart, I just want to plot the price and the moving average, and to see whether we did everything correctly. So we should buy when the orange line, which is the fast moving average, cross above the green line, which is the slow moving average. And if it's the other way around, we should sell it, right? So this is seems to be correct. So when the orange cross above the green line, we buy, and when the orange cross below the green line, we sell. Okay. So this is for Apple stock. We can see that if we choose the EMA crossover strategy, we end up with 3% profit. So we buy here, sell here, and then we buy here, and then sell up here. Yeah, so we gain something. But if we just do the buy and hold, we end up with 12% loss. So we buy somewhere here, right? And then we sell here. So we lost 12%. Yeah. And this is for Tesla. Okay, so for Tesla, we buy here and then sell here. Buy again here and sell here. Buy here, sell here. Yeah, so we end up with minus 21% loss. But if we just do the buy and hold, so we buy somewhere here, right? And then sell here. So we gain 2%. Yeah. So in conclusion, I think the EMA crossover strategy is better in a fluctuation market where it's not trending upward. So if the market is trending upward like this, then the buy and hold strategy is usually better. But yeah, we never know, right? You never know the market condition beforehand. So yeah, it depends on the market condition. Thank you.